Chris, everybody. Hello, everyone. I spent last weekend at a comic convention. I look like I spent last weekend at a comic convention. I get to say that you don't. I know you all thinking that I did that, but I don't do that every weekend. I just have the BMI that says that I spent all weekend at a comic convention. And I understand that. I understand that. I have a certain ethnicity that like really stands out at comic conventions. Fat ethnicity. I'm a fatty. And I get to say that. I get to say that kind of running out of breath because I jumped up to the stage and I'm not kidding. People like will tell fat jokes about me and they're like, well, I don't want to offend fat people. I'm like, you can offend fat people. What are we gonna do? Chase you down? Like, you can call me any kind of N-word you want as long as you're 50 yards away. You're gonna get away with it. I'll be mad. I'll shake my fist. Like, I'll be pissed, but I'm not running. Like, I got my pride, but my pride is limited by my blood pressure. That slows things down. It was a pretty cool comic convention. It had stripper poles and bars. There were just like herds of wasted jubilees roaming the countryside. It was a great thing. The one thing I didn't like is that this convention was gentrified it was colonized by people I just really don't want in my safe spaces, people with abs. Like, why, sir, like, why are you in nerd spaces with there's no need for that. Comic books weigh ounces. You don't need to be like, why is your shirt off? Put your shirt off, motherfucker. Like, this is a place for sixes at best. Like, comic conventions are where we get to ride that curve up to an 8. There's no place, like, I'm a 6, I don't need a literal actual 10 outside the doors to be in my safe space, you know, that's like appropriation of my culture. And another thing, actually, while we're at it, like the kids these days, they talk about Riz, like, that pisses me off because they use Riz as a short form of charisma, which is a stat on most character sheets in tabletop role-playing games. That's my fucking culture, all right? I don't need you little Gen Zs with your little cute, non-blemished faces using my terms. I didn't live most of my life with acne to have my culture used as a costume by cute people. So keep Riz out your mouth. I was really excited about that. I think it's not a joke. I think I'm just really upset about it. I do spend my time in a lot of weird nerd places where my black ass usually doesn't belong. I was at a steampunk Ren festival a couple of weeks ago. Some of you seem to know what that is by your snorts of derision, which are kind of appropriate. If you don't know, steampunk Ren Fair festivals are where middle-aged people in polycules go to dress in Victorian manner and pretend that they make machines or alchemy. I don't know, I get lost. I lose the thread eventually of what exactly is going on. The problem is, like, I never know what to wear for these things because for that era, people like me had a very limited choice of what we could wear. And nobody ever seems to like, I don't look good in chains. That's the basic thing. I don't look good in rags and chains. I'm more of a silk kind of person. Old Navy, preferably. I like their cottons. And Victorian age did not have Old Navy for blacks. They had an Old Navy for blacks, but it was different. It was really different. Oh boy, was it different. Yeah, but yeah. It's funny, like, just speaking of chains, somebody told me once I look like I really know where to go with BDSM. Yeah, you guys know what BDSM is, right? Like, some of you don't. Some of you look like I'm talking about the subways. No, it's BDSM. And like I don't know where to start, but I figure it ends with somebody saying, "Grrr!" So, but I don't know what happens in the middle, you know? Like BDSM, I have ADHD. That's not a good mix. Like I imagine myself tying someone up like to my bed and chaining them and everything, and then the next day at work I'm like, shit. I gotta go. And even worse, I would never let myself be tied up because I could just see myself just like this, chained to a bed, ass in the air. Some girl behind me pulling a glove down to her elbow. She's charging up. She's using the force, and I'm desperately trying to remember Autobots because that's probably my safe word. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Blue Streak, Mirage. She's like Falcon Punch. No, I'm not putting myself in that situation. I don't trust my memory, unless I tattoo my safe word somewhere, and I feel like that's a little bit much. I'm not that into it, you know. I just want to dodge that incoming butt blast, or at least tech hit. For the fighting game kids, two of you got that. It's fine. It's so weird. It's so weird being like I've been a nerd my whole life, but when you get in your 40s, the things you like change in interpretation. Like at the comic convention, I saw somebody was dressed as Poison from Street Fighter. It was one of the lesser known characters, but it's fine. And it was a great cosplay, but she had this really big fake butt. Like this big BBL. And I'm like, that's not in the game. And I was like, oh wait, DLC. I forgot people are doing that now. She obviously downloaded herself a new ass. It's a thing we can do. Another real problem with black people and time travel is we don't do it a lot. We just don't. I mean, the new Doctor Who is black. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Doctor Who is played by different actors, and the current one is black, and it has changed a lot. His main enemies, the Daleks, they used to run around yelling "exterminate, exterminate, exterminate," and they kill everybody. But now they see this new doctor is with a white woman, and they're like, segregate, segregate, segregate. It's really rude. They were bad guys before, but now they're just evil. It's really, really shitty. And what black person do you know can drive 88 miles an hour and not get pulled over? Back to the Future would be a real different movie if Doc Brown was Doc Brown. Shorter, much shorter. And the thing is, I know this all just sounds like my opinion or whatever, but really, honestly, as terrible it is to be black at any given moment in America, it's always worse the second before that moment. And then it's worse 10 minutes before and worse 15 minutes before. There's actually a mathematical formula for it. If I had a whiteboard, I would show you. Basically, for every 1 year you go back in time, it's 100 killing niggas worse to be black. And it just goes up and up and up, and then when you get to the 50s, it's basically a straight line. Because they kill a nigga. Okay. Just making sure we're all on the same page. I'm here to educate, really. I'm really here to educate. Yeah, so I'll just wrap up and say this. I am 46, and I thought I would be better being black by now. You just heard me say the N-word. It wasn't convincing, was it? Not with this voice. I get it. When I say the N-word, black people get offended. They're like, hey, you can't say that. That's our word. I'm like, but... No, you know what? I get it. I get it. I kind of offended myself, too. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot. I'm John Minor. Keep it going.